well, this is the vision I have for myself and fall in line or get out of my way.
So the Gilded Age doesn't just show who has power, it shows who dares to ask for more, right? Where do you see
Yes.
Peggy and Dr. Kirkland pushing against limits this season, socially, professionally, and emotionally?
I mean, Peggy doesn't stop pushing against limits. She's fighting for voting rights in her own community and for all races and all genders. She's fighting against the limits of colorism in the wealthy Newport community. She's fighting against the limits of anyone saying she doesn't get to love who she wants to. I think that Peggy in and of herself is in opposition to so many things that society says she doesn't get to have just by being herself. And she just doesn't really blink at it. She's just like, well, this is the vision I have for myself and fall in line or get out of my way. It's sort of, I think, her approach.
Yeah, yeah. And I think at every turn, Dr. Kirkland is making a choice to rebel against, an old idea or the last generation's ideas of what romance should be, what marriage should be, even what education should be, by going down to Howard University and having a different kind of Black experience than the one that he grew up in Newport, Rhode Island, bringing that experience back to Brooklyn and back to New York, integrating himself, also using his light skin privilege to integrate himself into white spaces as well and to be comfortable in those spaces, but also rebelling in his love for Peggy is also an act of rebellion, given her past, given her history, given how society, not even just back then, but in a time like today, how society puts that kind of pressure and judgment on women. Um, but everybody deserves love, and you can't help who you love. And no matter what, as long as you're able to communicate through everything, that love will get you through it. And his love for Peggy is an act of rebellion, I think, in itself. And his ability to see, not, I don't want to say see past, because that's like overlooking her past and the things that she's been through, but to see those things that she's been through and accept her for those things and to say, you're still powerful, you're still smart, you're still beautiful. All of those things don't define you, but they are a part of you, and that's okay. I still love all of you. And that, in a weird way, is an act of rebellion, even today.
What part of Peggy or Dr. Kirkland do you personally connect with the most? And which one would you like to say you ha would like to have more in your own life?
Mm.
Ooh, I connect the most with Peggy's inability to like not blurt out the truth. She sort of has this way of it kind of bubbles up from within her and she almost responds before she can get herself to play the game. She kind of can't really help it. And that's something I relate to and am inspired by. And then I think something that I wish I had more of is Peggy doesn't really spend a lot of time explaining herself. She just sort of makes her choices and moves through them. And I would like to bring that more into my life. She doesn't really fight to be understood. She just is showing up as she is.
That's amazing. I I uh I relate to Dr. Kirkland's. I think there's a lot I relate to. There's also so much I admire about him. When we wrapped, I said I'm gonna miss playing this guy because I really enjoy who he is. I relate to his ability to bridge gaps between people. That was like one of the first things I saw in him in terms of within his community, within generations, and between white and black communities as well, and just as a doctor, his his um, his his desire to be defined for his accomplishments and not for the color of his skin is something that I also relate to. But I also there's so much of him that I wish I was too. There's so much. I admire his ability to communicate. I admire his ability to accept everybody for who they are. and not who he wants them to be. And yeah, there's so much I could go on for days about my admiration for William Kirkland.
All right. Thank you so much. You guys are fantastic. Thank you for that season and keep doing what you're doing.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.